Good morning, caregivers. It is Wednesday, May 21st. I always have to look and see what the date is. I'm good to know. It's not even Wednesday, is it? I was just getting ready to say I'm good to know what day of the week it is. It is not Wednesday. It is Tuesday. I need sleep. Yeah, I think I do. I'm Carol with Let's Talk Dementia Live on Facebook. Glad you've chosen to join me. Today we'll talk a little more about this journey of dementia and specifically the journey of dying with dementia. But Mama's still with us, so I'll update you there. You can tell by my face Mama's still with us, right? Oh my. Thank you to our sponsors, HD Imports on Flint Street Extension, 803-985-0985, and they are the most wonderful mechanics. I'm telling you, I know this, for Honda, Acura, Toyota, Kia, and Hyundai. Mechanic of choice for the Howell House since the day they opened, 20-something years ago. I was eating breakfast. I think I have a piece left. And also to Life in the Carolinas. I'll get it out. You can find them at lifeinthecarolinas.com and on YouTube. Life in the Carolinas, where it's never a bad day for a good story. Who doesn't like a good story? You know, takes you away and you can experience things in your mind, hearing a story that might never get to do. So check them out at lifeinthecarolinas.com. Well, I made the tough decision, I think I told you yesterday, to come home at night. I have spent 12 nights at Mama's, and parts of me started hurting, like my hips. You can't get comfortable. So it was my second night sleeping in my bed, and hallelujah, how wonderful that was. Woke up this morning, and one of the first things I thought of was well, Mama's still alive. So yesterday was a little bit weird, y'all. The day before, which would have been Sunday, if my calendar in my brain is correct, and that is correct, talked with the weekend hospice nurse, and my sister and I did, and then my husband and my daughter and I talked with them, so we were all on the same page regarding the nutrition for Mama. And as I told y'all about that yesterday, and he explained that, you know, if we wanted to try the Ensure to give her a different taste or maybe a little more feeling of being satisfied in her belly, that the difference between the calorie intake in the Ensure and probably that in the Food Lion orange soda is really not that much different. It's not going to sustain someone, because see, what I don't want to do and what my family does not want to do is to artificially keep Mama alive. And I realize that eating and drinking would not be considered artificial, but it's also not something my Mama really wants right now. My Mama does want to go to heaven, and she told us that several times. But we decided to give her, see if she would drink a few sips of the Ensure and see if she liked it any better. She could care less, didn't matter. Well, yesterday, her regular nurse came in, and even before she got in the house, she said, I think we should try your Mama on some food. And I'm like, what? Why would we do that? She's at a high risk of choking and aspirating. Oh, she said, no, we will give her something that she won't choke on. I kind of just let that slide, and we went on in the house, and she was like, no, we need to see if it brings her any comfort. She said, there is comfort by being able to have food. Well, girl, I'm sitting here needing to lose 60 pounds. I understand food being comfort food. You are preaching to the daggone choir. Y'all know what I'm talking about. But she said, I really think we should try giving her some pudding and see how she reacts. So my nephew was there, and he's visited Mama several times, and he kind of made her smile a few times, which was funny and wonderful all at the same time. But I said, Preston, would you like to see if Mama will eat this pudding? First bite, Mama just opened right up. Second bite, opened up, not as big. Third bite, lips together. Wound up the pudding all puddled on her lips. So put that down. A little bit later, I tried it. Same thing again. 2 bites. Now, I'm talking bites. Y'all, I got to explain. I got my spoon here. This is from my cereal this morning. All right, you got the spoon. You think about filling your spoon and put it in your mouth. I'm talking this much. You know, this tiny amount, just barely on the end of the spoon. That's what she ate. You know, you can't even measure it so little. Each tried 2 more times, and that's what we got, these 2 tiny bites. But then we noticed that if she did that, she was not drinking. So a couple times I said, Mama, do you want pudding? She said, no. Mama's not going to eat. It's just not going to be her thing. I've said for years that when my Mama passes, she will pass from not eating, because Mama's always had food issues. I told you guys before, my Mama's either 0 miles per hour or 100 miles an hour. That's Mama. She goes full blast. She's either working really hard, making a lot of money, or she's zonked out of sleep, you know. So for her to, and at one point my mama weighed 200 pounds. She can't watch this and know that I told y'all that, or else I'd get my butt beat. Because she said, actually, she'll say, no, I didn't. I weighed 198, which is true. But she would either eat or not eat. So I have always felt sure that that would be one of the things that went away from Mama, her desire to eat. And sure enough, that's true. Mama has started with this next stage of this dying process, as it was explained to me, that you begin hearing this gurgling in the throat. Now, that's not that death rattle people talk about. That is, I understand something does happen. But what it is it's mucus that collects on the vocal cords. And you can hear it going, they call it yo-yo. It yo-yos up, it yo-yos down. I tell my mom ain't got no yo-yo. She was never any good at it. But she could hula hoop like nobody's business. Won a hula hoop contest when she was 70-something years old. I digress. So the mucus goes up and down, and it makes this really nasty sound. They say that it's not uncomfortable, that it's uncomfortable for the family to hear. So there is a medication that you can give that helps. I don't know if it just causes it to be still. It doesn't go away, so I guess it just keeps it down. And that did seem to work. But the little woman then decides to develop this cough. Well, the cough is part of the process. I did not know that. And when you cough, then you really yo-yo that mucus just up and down, up and down, up and down, and it won't come up and out. That's very likely not to happen at this point in my mom's life. She's not going to be able to cough that hard. Although, let me tell you, it sounds like a lung's coming out when she does it. I am so politically correct. Oh my gosh, that was my timer, so I wouldn't be talking too much today. Sorry about that. But I am so politically correct in things I describe. I'm just real, y'all. You know that if you watch me. I am real. But anyway, it won't come up. And they said at some point she won't even be able to cough. Y'all, it's crazy. It's crazy how the body can come together, and the egg and the sperm, and make a human being, and it develop, and you give birth to this baby, this perfect little human that's got everything it needs already inside of it. Isn't that cool? But the dying process for me is quite as interesting. And every day I'm picking up something new and more information that I didn't have because I'm there with her. Yeah, you guys have, a lot of you guys have already experienced this. I know you have. I see your names coming up. I know who you are. But you know what I've also found out is that there are few dying experiences that are same as somebody else's. They all vary a bunch. So they tell me there is this spectrum from here to here. And you can be anywhere on that spectrum, and you can move back and forth on that spectrum. And I think it varies as much as your personality and your life experiences. Crazy stuff we got going on. Well, so I'm going to be there to see Mama about 10 o'clock this morning. We are going to try to wash her hair because Lord knows it needs it. And hoping that might be something she enjoys, having that done. We used to always scratch Mama's head. All the girls in our family love that. She doesn't want her head scratched. You can touch it, but unless she says, mess my hair, and she don't want you to do that. Mom's not saying too many sentences right now. Still praying that the Lord will just take Mama home. I have a peace about me that I have not had when I talked with the Lord. I give the Lord all kinds of reasons about how I want him to take her. You know, Lord, I don't want Mama to suffer. I don't want her to lay there and not be able to communicate. She's hearing. I can tell you she's hearing. We've been able to figure that out. But she's not able to communicate with us. You know, I don't want to see my mama in pain. I don't want to see my mama in frustration or anxiety or any of those things. Please, Lord, just take her home. And yesterday, it was like the Lord said, Carol, you don't have to give me these instructions. You can tell me your heart. But you got to know, girl, I got this figured out. I've had it figured out since the day she was born, way up there in those mountains in North Carolina. I knew her beginning and her ending because I am the beginning and the ending. I am the Alpha and the Omega, the beginning and the end. I got you, Mama, and I'm going to take her right when she needs to go. So I've kind of quit praying that. I've just thanked him for the good days, and I've thanked him that Mama's not in pain, and I've thanked him that we can be there as much as we can, and that with my work I could change things around and be with my mama every day now from about 10 to 6. I can be there. That's wonderful. I'm thanking him for what is, not telling him what to do. I'm pretty sure he didn't need me to do that anyway, right? But, you know, I'm one of those fixers. You got a problem, you call me. We'll fix it yesterday. Don't worry about it. There's a plan. There's no plan for this, y'all. The plan is to be still and know that I am God. If you've watched this show very long, you know that being still is not one of my good things to do. I'm not very good at that. But alas, that's what's going on in the world of Vera Jean Carpenter, Pyatt, Holder, Feaster, Holder. All those, that's actually her name. I tell her we could not have it monogrammed to dadgone many letters. But in my mama's mind, she's Vera Jean Carpenter. That's what her birth name, and we go with that. Well, I think that's all that's on my mind. I can't think of anything else. Let me think. Was there something I was supposed to tell you? Who knows? I don't know. Oh, I will tell you this. I have learned that in the midst of this, I cannot make good decisions. My brain is so full of all that's going on with Mama. There's no room for figuring out what time we need to leave the house to have my child to the airport tomorrow. I say, Lord, have mercy, girl. You the one that does medical work. You figure it out. Physician assistant, busy girl. You figure out what time to leave. My brain is filled up with, has Mama pooped? Should we try to feed her? Does she need this? Should we wipe her brow? That's where my brain is. You know, and they say in this time in your life, when you're dealing with a death, or for 6 months afterwards, you should not sign any documents. That's what they say, because your brain, it's just not operating at its potential, because you use a lot of energy concentrating on specific things. And it explains Carol, let me tell you. Well, a thanks to our sponsors, Life in the Carolinas, where it's never a bad day for a good story, lifeinthecarolinas.com, and HD Imports on Flint Street Extension 803-985-0985. Tell them Carol sent you. You'll be so glad you went there, and so will your pocketbook. Well, I hope you guys have a good day. We'll be back on at 8:15 in the morning and to tell you what's going on with the little woman. I did want to tell you one last thing. They told me that my mama could have reached a plateau and that she could stay there for quite some time. Not eating, not drinking, really not talking, not able to move her legs. She's able to move her arms. Really don't want that to happen. Y'all know what I mean? All right. Have a good day. See you tomorrow. Thanks for watching. Share it. Share it on Facebook. Bye.